nation payments of 12 million pounds or 16 billion 123 million 680,000 in USD of today. Severely in debt with uprisings of Christians against Muslim lords in Bosnia and Bulgaria in 1876 led to war with Serbia and Montenegro. In 1960, now allied with Great Britain and Europe, Hussein Hashemi proclaimed the Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire, the of its country. On February 26, 1877, Master Farad Muhammad was born in Mecca, Arabia. So the Muslims always been at war with the Caucasian in the Crusades, you know, the Greeks, the Caucasian Greeks, you know, they conquered parts of Africa. Alexander the Great changed the name somewhere in Egypt, I don't forget what it was, to Alexandria, where we had stored all our, well, that's where most of all our knowledge was stored at. So let's get back to this. So Savior's Day is coming up less than a week. Usually recognized probably this Sunday.
Wisdom lessons by Master Farad Muhammad to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the Lost Foundation of Islam in North America. To the Muslims of Number 1 Michigan, the following is the original rules of
Now we're going to pause it for a minute, because to the Muslims of Number 1 Michigan, Detroit is where Master Farad Muhammad, praises due forever, founded the Nation of Islam, Lost Found Nation of Islam, also where he found Elijah Poole, later on known as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let's keep going. Pay attention to this, Muslims.
Instruction to the laborers of Islam and the title of Muslim given by our Savior before his departure, with a footnote of a few words of explanation to lay pressure upon their minds of their many errors in the past and present, that they may see the light and walk therein. I thank you, Elijah Muhammad. Instructions given to the laborers by our Savior W.D. Farad Muhammad. 1. The student must study his assignment lesson number 1. Each student should copy the answers of lesson of Minister Elijah Muhammad and study until the student is able to memorize by heart all answers to of said lesson number 1. Note, here lesson number 1 is said to be the student's assignment first. Lesson number 1 lays the base of our work today and gives the student a clear knowledge of himself and his heavenly home, the best part of the earth, and who was the enemy to him and his nation, and why the enemy and righteous could not live together, and why was the righteous able to cast out his enemy. This teaches the student what he must do with the enemy of the righteous today. The righteous nation is now living in every part of the planet Earth. Therefore, the enemy must now be removed in every part of the planet Earth.
Check that out. The enemy must be removed from every part of the earth. Now, my brothers and sisters, I can't see how y'all fall for the lies of the Caucasian. All the time.
If you forget about the past, you're bound to repeat. Only this time he's going to have artificial intelligence to be your slave masters. You know, he can't feed all of us, and we depending on him to feed us, and he's poisoning the food, the water, the air, and y'all going along with it because y'all worship personalities. All the entertainers, all the sports figures, all the political figures, because they next to the Caucasian. But that's a trick and that's a psych. You depending on him. At one time we used to depend on ourselves to feed us. We had farmland. Half of our people let it go so they could come up here and work in the factories. And they didn't want to be country bunkers no more. They wanted to be city slickers. Start selling dope. You know, so in Detroit, all the factories we had up here, that's why we 77% black, because they seen how good we work, you know, but we couldn't get in the unions at first. But once we got into the unions, you know, we took him over. But the unions is corrupt. Everything about the United States of America is corrupt. Now you recognize that when he took us from the over here and brought us as slaves and didn't pay us. If that would have been a brother on the block, you either would have jacked him up or you wouldn't have had nothing to do with him. Well, you ain't gonna be able to jack the Caucasian up with the weapons you got. You got the best of weapons. The only thing you're gonna be able to do is separate from him like you would a brother on the block, don't have nothing to do with him, and let Master Farad come in, get the mothership, but now he's using all the elements of the earth. So he's bound to Caucasian, little by little, will be at a standstill. Why you have a war every 10 years? Every generation you got a war. You know, all your brothers and sisters join up to go there to die or to kill somebody that they never called you a nigga. I'm Black Light. May Allah bless you. And may you walk a righteous path. I'll be back.